should be in, I think.
Real life.
We ironing it might.
Yeah, it should be there. Yeah, real live.
Hmm. Yes,
Yes, real live.
brilliant.
Yep.
Best you could.
To,
Okay.
yes, real live. Yeah, real live.
I'm just saying hi to you so that probably you could check if we are receiving the comments from people or not.
Yes, just let me check. Yeah, I have received. So we are live and we are receiving chats as well. So
Brilliant.
let's begin. So what's up? This is Life Indeed podcast where we discuss life the way it is not. And as you guys know that we have been taught, from childhood that you need to get good grades in your school and then your college so that you can get a good job and so that you can live that so-called good life. But me and my co-host Tausif have gone through certain types of experiences, and because of which we realize that the real life or the actual life is way beyond than the life which we are living, and that's why we have started this podcast, Life Indeed, the podcast where we discuss life the way it is not. And I would invite my co-host Tausif to talk about our today's guest. Please, Tausif.
Yes, thank you, Piyush, and thanks a lot for always opening the show. And so, yet again, we are fortunate to have yet another guest of ours. So, so Piyush has already talked about, given a gist of what this podcast is all about, and we over here we discuss about the life experiences. And as we have been doing this podcast, like this is the fourth episode today, and we decided that rather than discussing our own experience, let's go ahead and start inviting people from the wider audience, so that our audience and society at large will get benefited from the experience of other people as well. So in the continuation today in fourth series, I'm honored to have one of my friend whom I have worked with for like 2 3 years, and we have shared a great camaraderie. And it's been a great pleasure working with him. And the best part about Viman is that we have been always like-minded. And I still remember those days when we used to chit chat on cafeteria. We used to discuss about each other's experiences, and we too were both who used to talk about positive things.
Right.
So, if I talk about a little bit about Viman, Viman is someone who holds, kind of sort of similar values to help
Mm-hmm.
people grow in their life. I have seen him working in the corporate, and he has a variety of experience working with people. He's a great people leader, and he has been awarded multiple times within the organization when he was with me. So, there is no doubt about the capability that he carries with respect to managing people. So, rather than I go ahead and keep talking about Viman,
Yeah,
let us all
please.
invite Viman Roy himself, and he can just talk about a little bit about himself, and then move on to discuss about certain life experiences. And I'm pretty sure that we just had a quick chat today that just to let the audience know that Viman has, I would say that overcome one of the biggest life obstacle in his life, and he would like to, I'm sure he would like to share that how did he overcome that life obstacle, because that's what this podcast is all about.
True.
So let's go to Viman. Over to you, Viman.
Thank you so much, Tausif and Piyush. First of all, I would really like to congratulate both of you with this great initiative that you both have come up with. And I was just going through your, I would say, channel, Tausif, and what you have written in the bio is completely agreeing to what you have in your mind, that you are here to serve the community, right? And that is what the initiative is all about, wherein you share your experience with the broader community so that they can also take benefit from it. Similar like-minded approach we do have for Piyush as well. So yes, I'm really obliged and really grateful to both of you for inviting me in your fourth series podcast, wherein the topic is life indeed. If I talk about myself, and thank you so much for that great introduction, Tosif. Yeah, I still remember those conversations that we used to have while we were working together. And it was not 2 3 years, but yeah, it was more than that, Tosif, and
Yeah,
it will be like a never-ending connection that we will have now. So yeah,
absolutely.
it is always, and I always used to learn a lot from you with whatever you have as thoughts and how you look at your life and people around. So about me, I am born and raised in Siliguri, which is in North Bengal.
Mhm.
Darjeeling is nearest to Siliguri, and people will know about
So
it.
we have one northeastern today.
So in fact,
Not
I
not
mean,
northeastern, but eastern, I would say.
Yeah,
so
absolutely,
people
absolutely.
used to go to, on a vacation or this kind of places, and you born
Right,
So
at
he's
that
like
right.
blessed to be born at that place.
And the irony is, Piyush and Tausif, I've never been to Darjeeling.
Oh,
So yeah, people come from I would say for outer I would say outside India to visit Darjeeling, but me being a native out there, I've never been to Darjeeling. So that is one place that I'll have to go. And my wife always complains about it. So yeah, I'll definitely take her very soon out there. Uh, After that, so my schooling, I was just seeing your last podcast with Ravi sir as well, and there are a couple of things that I would say common in both of us, our journey. So my father was in also border security force, armed force, BSF, and again, even it was a transferable job, but uh, he decided that we should stick to one place so that it should not impact our studies, I would say. So yeah, from class one till my college graduation, I was there in West Bengal itself, Siliguri. I After completing my graduation, then I came to Delhi, and it's been more than 11 years that I'm in Delhi NCR. Started my journey with HCL, where I've learned a lot. Worked there for good number of years, and then got an opportunity to work with different corporates. Currently, I'm part of Oddbridge Research Services. So yeah, that's all about me. I love to play chess. I have a dog, and I love to spend time with him. His name is August. So yeah, my wife, and my dog. Parents are there in West Bengal. So that's all about me. I
Brilliant,
think, yeah.
Viman, and I mean, you don't have to explain everything, at least for me, but
Hmm.
for the wider audience, it was required. Otherwise, I would have not compelled you
absolutely
to talk about yourself because we have already talked about you.
true.
And so, 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 Viman, as we all, as personally, I know that you have, gone through a disease
Hmm.
which was life threatening, and
Uh-huh.
I am the witness.
Hmm.
And because I have been with you closely, worked with you for like 2 3 years, so I know how did you basically overcome that obstacle. But the good part was that I have never seen you under any kind of pressure with respect to the disease. And
Right.
the reason why I'm saying this is because if I put myself into your shoes, probably I could have been a different person, or probably I could have thought in a different way.
Hmm.
But the kind of mindset that you had at that time, I mean, hats off to you. So I would like you to talk a little bit about that, so that probably we would learn something out of that
Sure,
experience that
sure.
you had.
Sure, Tosif. So it all start, I would say, in the year 2017, it was just a mild fever, and I took some leave from office because I was not keeping well. And it was around 2 in the morning, right, when I just went to washroom, and once while I was returning to my bed, I just fell down. And my wife was doing, I would say, night shift, so she was not there at home. However, at that point in time, my maid was there. So when I fell down, there's something that happened, right? It was a mild paralytic attack, I can say. I was not able to speak properly, and I I can't tell you how exactly I felt at that point in time. Somehow I managed to call my maid and ask her to, I would say, call someone, because from, I would say, my owner, right, the landowner. So again, for the last 15 minutes, she tried calling them, because you can understand it's 2 in the morning and everyone is in deep sleep, and I was lying down. Uh, I can just tell you that those 15 minutes, I was like, I don't know, I'll be able to get up from here. What will happen to me? But yeah, somehow I think I got some strength, right, and some power. So after 15 minutes, when they came, they were also amused, and they were like little frightened as well that what happened to me, and they tried their best, but nothing happened at that point in time. I was not feeling well. So then my brother came, who used to live next to my place, and somehow he took me to the nearest hospital. And by that time everyone came in my family, wife and her friends as well. So they took me to a nearby hospital, and then they referred me to a bigger hospital. They said that there's something serious that you need to go and visit a bigger one. We went there, and I was like fine in few hours because they gave some medicine. However, I was curious that why are they not releasing me, because if I'm fine then I should go back home, right? So and no one in my family told me that what happened to me. They were like every day they used to come, they used to meet me, and I always used to ask them a question: why are they not releasing me? Why should I should go back home, I should join office and things like that. Somehow I got to know that I was at CKD4, that is the stage 4 of chronic kidney disease, where my both the kidneys are only working 20%, and I was 27 at that point in time. So you can understand, and to be very true, Tosif, I know that because I took some time to resume my work. But those initial 14, 15 days was really the difficult phase that I have experienced in my life, wherein the thoughts were always coming to my mind that why it has happened to me. I, I'm I'm a non-smoker. I never drink. You know that, right? So again, all those things came in. So what I did, I took all the opinions, mean second opinion, third opinion, maybe fourth opinion. I've been to different places. I've been to PGI Chandigarh. I've been to Apollo Hospital. I've been to Coimbatore. Yeah. So and what gave me that strength when I went to PGI Chandigarh for a second opinion, and I'm not sure how many of the audience have visited PGI Chandigarh, but that's like a city altogether. And when you go there and when you see other people, you feel blessed that they are so critical in their health, right? So I decided that at that point in time, I have two options. Either I can crib about it, that why it happened to me.
Right.
I have not done anything bad. I have not done any bad to any person. And the second thought was that whatever it is, let me handle it gracefully and let me look for the solutions, what I can
Brilliant.
come up with. So I try to choose the second option, right? Because if I cry in front of others, maybe one day, 2 day, they would listen to me, but then they'll start avoiding me because
Correct.
they will know that every time Viman will come, he will crib about the same thing. So I chose to go for the second option. And since that day I started working on myself, right? Because I have consulted different doctors. The doctor said that it happens, we don't know why it happened with you, but yeah, it happens. In case of kidney, you will only get to know when it is like in the fourth stage, right? So what you can do is that you'll have to go for a preemptive transplant, that's what they call, or dialysis is the only option. So my entire family was in shock. But the best part about, and I'm really blessed to have got a great family, everyone was supportive. And they have supported me in every way that they can. And that is very important, because if your family support is there with you, you get that immense strength that is required.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I got that. And I there were instances where like and Tausif, you must be aware about it, there are few more colleagues who had the same or were in the same disease, but just because of their mindset, they had to go for a transplant pretty early, and
Correct.
it impacted their health as well. So I decided that and I discussed as well with my family members, because I have doctors in my family. And as I said, I'm blessed enough. So I got the right advice. And I survived, I would say, for 3 years. I battled it out, and then I've got my transplant done. So it's a preemptive transplant. And again, if I talk about being lucky, I have got a kidney from my wife. So I have got three kidneys now, and she has got one. So
Wow.
yeah. uh, so that's about the journey. And what I've learned in this entire journey, that there are so many things that I can share with a wider group out there, because people hesitate to discuss about it. They tend to go to, I would say, some other medicines which can give them a quick remedy, which does not, right? And they end up getting more impacted. So yes, it taught me a great lesson. And while I was recovering after the transplant, and in 2019 I got my kidney transplant. While I was recovering and I was at rest for 3 months, I think that is a life changing moment for me, because I wanted to utilize that time. And from there only, I started the habit of reading books. I would say getting up early, the morning routine, that what we call, right? And to trust me, Piyush, it has impacted a lot in my personal life. It gave me strength, right? Because the more you learn, the more strong you become. So I think that is how I am still handling it. And I really want to create this awareness, so that people should know more about it, and they should know how to live healthy. And if something happens, it can happen, no one has any control, but how to
Absolutely.
overcome that situation, how to handle that situation gracefully, is what is required.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that is all about.
I mean, that's really an amazing story, and I can actually resonate with your story, because I have not gone through the similar kind of experience, but because of a road accident, I also had to go through a major surgery on my right leg,
Okay.
and I spent more than 3 months in a bed.
Hmm. I know.
And in fact, when I had to go through that surgery, so I have been, consulted 2, 3 doctors.
Hmm.
Now, after consulting 2 doctors, third doctor told us that if you would have come 1 week later, we we would have cut your leg.
All right.
Because the first 2 doctors have literally, not literally experimented, but they were not good at diagnosis, and
Diagnosis,
then
right.
kept on giving me different types of remedies actually.
Right, 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 right.
And after that I had to go through 2 major surgeries.
Okay.
And as you said that, before that particular incident, I actually wanted to become a professional dancer,
Okay, okay, all right.
but as it was on my leg, I had to give up that dream of becoming a professional dancer. But as you say that we always have choice in our life,
Absolutely.
whether you just keep on complaining or you take the responsibility. And I think
Absolutely.
most of the people fail in choosing the second option,
Right, right,
taking
right.
the responsibility. They always choose the easier option, which is complaining, which is
Absolutely.
keep on telling that why it has
Yeah,
happened to me.
I
I mean,
mean,
really, really fascinating.
it has really aroused my emotion, and
Absolutely.
something.
And the moment you said no, that your wife has donated
Yeah,
you a kidney, that moment was like, I think
I know.
we missed the chance actually. We should have invited your wife as well.
I think so. I think
Absolutely, absolutely.
she has commented on your LinkedIn post as well, that regarding
Yeah, yeah,
Viman
Yeah,
absolutely.
being
yeah,
here on this
yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
I hope she's
yeah,
listening to us.
yeah.
But I mean,
Really inspiring.
it's really inspiring, and I think this is again a real life story, which would definitely impact many lives. And I'm sure, as Viman rightly said, that there are many people who may be experiencing the similar sort of situation. May not be the
Right.
identical problem, but they may have
Yeah.
certain different disease that they are coping up with.
Correct.
And two things that what I could probably say that you spoke about. One thing, that is the mindset, as Robin Sharma usually says, that either you curse the darkness or you light up the candle. So
Absolutely,
you
absolutely.
chose to light up the candle to remove the darkness. Secondly, ultimately, your family is priority. So
Yeah.
ultimately, you, as you said, that your family really worked for you. They were there at your dark time. So I think that's something that our audience can also learn
Yeah,
from.
absolutely.
Because the family, it is your family which actually ultimately eventually comes to support you. And
Mhm.
which and what a better example can it be that your wife is giving you, donating the kidney. So I think, I mean, it is really exemplary. And when you both shared your example, I would like to share my example, which I have never shared with the audience, and
Sure.
I've never told this to anyone in the life. Only my family knows about it. So when I was like, I would say 14 years old, uh, at that time I was in my hometown, and I did not come to Delhi. I only came to Delhi in 2006. So I was in like sixth to seventh grade. Okay, so one day I was playing cricket, and I got hurt in my right leg, but I did not realize what happened until my one of my friend told me that, Tosif, your leg is bleeding. So I saw, my feet. It was bleeding, but I didn't know. I didn't realize that something has actually cut inside. It wounded. So I just now took a normal medicine, and the wound healed, and then I didn't realize anything. So I came to Delhi after like a couple of months, and I started feeling that there was no sensation at that part of the leg, the feet where I was wounded actually. So fortunately, my mom's friend, whom I always call my Mosi, with love and affection, she has always contributed in my success. So she told my mom that it is a kind of disease. At that time we didn't even know what it was basically. So it was just the beginning of that disease is called leprosy. So and we didn't know. So she asked my mom that you take Tosif to the hospital, show it to one of the skin specialists. And the moment, I mean, that next day in the morning, around 9:30, we went to the doctor, and she was so kind and compassionate. She saw us, and then she said, okay, probably it she suspect that it might be a leprosy. So she took the part of that body,
Mhm.
and sent it to the test lab. And she said that,
Biopsy.
you might come probably after a week, and we will tell you what the result is. uh, those images are still there in my mind when I visited next time to her, and she had a report in her hand, and she draw a line at the point where it was saying it was positive. At that
Mhm.
time I did not even know what it was,
Right.
until I thought it might be something like a normal scars, which I'll take the medicine, and then it will be, I'll get rid of it. But the real problem happened when I started learning about it, what it was. I saw people suffering from it. I saw people who were at the fourth, or third or fourth stage. It is of couple of types. One in one disease, your bones start melting.
Yeah.
And
Right.
in another types of disease, your skin start strangulating, and you feel like you're done. And in extreme cases, you might die as well.
Mm.
So uh, all the things, like just like you said, that all the things were going in my mind, and I was thinking of that. I'm not sure whether I am going to get cured or not. But thank God, even at that time there was, this was curable. There was a remedy for this disease, and doctor advised that you would need to take medicine for 6 months and you will be fine. So and then another challenge was that we had to come back from Delhi to UP, because we were at the summer vacation, so we could not stay more than 2 months. So we
Right.
came back to UP, and the biggest challenge was that there was no medicines available in the government hospital. So,
Mhm.
and you might imagine the situation, of government hospitals in states like us. But we somehow, arranged the medicines. I still remember when I would eat those, gallop those medicines, swallow those medicines. I would urinate almost like a blood, you know.
Mm.
So and I that was a very strange and very, horrific feeling. And I you know, and that period, I would say 1 or 2 months, when I was eating the medicines, and talking to different people on the same thing. It was very strange and very, very, I would say, I was feeling as if something is going to happen, and I'm not going to, survive, or something might happen which might, you know, uh, change the way I'm looking, or change the way. I may portray
Yeah.
myself in the future. So you can imagine the kind of fear that was going in my mind. But the good part was the school where I was studying. My teacher came to me and said, "Tausif, we have to write an essay on leprosy." So, and nobody knew that I was suffering from it. Nobody literally knew. It was just like
Wow.
coincidence. So he said that you have to write an essay on leprosy. So there were two competitions. One was art competition, and another was essay competition. And I participated in both of the competition. So I wrote a essay on leprosy, and I secured the second position in an entire district. I was awarded for that, and that study, because of I had to write the essay. I studied about it. That study gave me a confidence that yes,
Yeah.
it was curable,
Yeah.
and there was nothing to worry about it. There are a lot of people. This disease can be nipped in the bud if it is identified at an early stage, and even if it reaches to our last stage, there are very little chances, minuscule chances that you will die. Then I arranged and mustered the courage to fight against the disease, and for probably few months, like 6 months, I completed the medication and all the therapy which I had to do. I again visited the doctors, and she said you'll be fine, you don't have to worry. But I still remember for next 3 to 4 years, I always had that thought. I used to keep checking, rubbing my finger at that place whether it is fine or not, and thank God, I would say thank to Allah and
Yeah. Yeah.
Almighty and everyone. I mean, I had a family support. My mom supported
Absolutely.
me. My uncle supported me, who took me to the hospitals in UP to arrange the medicines. I
Yeah.
overcome that obstacle in the life, and I got the courage to discuss and share about this just because Piyush and Viman, both of you have discussed about
Absolutely.
life-threatening disease. So
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what the
Yeah. Yeah.
main objective of our podcast, that we want people to become vulnerable about their life stories,
Absolutely.
so that other people can also have that inspiration, that strength, that courage to talk
Right.
about their stories as well. And I personally strongly believe that when you share something, it has something, it's something magical happens
Yeah.
when you
Absolutely.
share about your stories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
And
I just want to quote something here, Piyush,
yeah, please.
and it's a Robin Sharma quote. So we all are here for some special reason, right? We have to
Absolutely.
stop being a prisoner of the past, and we have to
Absolutely.
become an architect of the future.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think whatever happens for a reason, and we
Yes.
have to embrace the challenge that comes to us, and how
Right.
we tackle that, how we handle that. That is what will make us strong, right? And again, mind is a wonderful servant, but a bad master, right?
Terrible
Yeah,
master, actually.
terrible master. So yeah, it is all in your mind. And the learning from the entire episode that I had gone through, I think we should start practicing gratitude in our daily life, because
Absolutely.
we all are so blessed that I can't, I would say, thank the Almighty enough. And the second thing that I've learned, that we need to take care of our mental health as well, because that is
Absolutely.
very, very important.
Very
How
important.
strong you are mentally will make or break everything that comes in front of you.
Absolutely.
So that mental strength, and you should practice gratitude. So these are two big, I would say, areas that I have taken it from the entire learning. And
Absolutely.
again, it's a never ending journey, so we'll keep on learning new things, new life experience, and that will keep on adding in our bucket.
True. True. So I
I
think
absolutely agree. Yeah.
so there are, I think, couple of things are common in our stories actually. So the
Right.
very first thing is the family support.
Yeah.
You know that most of the people just keep on taking granted
Hmm.
about their family, about
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
parents, about the siblings. But I think the family is the most important aspect of our life,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
something like this happen, you require the most your family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I
And
think, I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
yeah.
Hmm.
So the only point I was trying to derive is people should appreciate
Yeah.
if they are living with their family, if their family is supporting them, they should value that. and
Right.
and,
Right.
and I would definitely like to take this opportunity to talk about my mom who took care of mine for those 3 months while
Mm-hmm.
I was, lying on my bed.
Yeah.
She took care of everything,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
because of that incident only, I have, started having that feeling towards my family.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
And
Piyush.
and one more point is the thing which Tosif shared, that once he started gathering information
Yeah.
around his disease. So there is one more interesting example is there. So if you ask most of the people that would you like to experience skydiving, so most of the people will deny it, right? But if I tell the same people that in skydiving, the fatal ratio is almost 0.01 percentage or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. Right.
then you will start thinking, okay, it's not
Now I
that
can also
much,
try. Yeah.
it's not that much dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
so until unless you do not gather the required information about
Right.
whatever problem or challenge which you are facing,
Yeah.
you just keep on living in that fear.
Absolutely, absolutely. Completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
And while you were saying about your mom, uh, just want to say that everyone learned from their family members. So my father was in border security force, and he was always, so we used to only spend a month with him. But what we have learned from him is the sacrifice, not only for the family but for the country as well, right?
right.
Wherein he was serving the country. And I would say my mother played a very important role. She played a role of a father and a mother, right?
True.
Raising both of us in the way whatever we are today, that is just because of my mom. So yeah,
Right.
um,
Absolutely.
family always matters the most, and we learn a lot from our families.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, Viman, uh, so which book are you reading recently?
Uh, so I told you, so there are so many things common when I was just going through the last podcast. So I'm also reading the one thing, and I was like that. If you people will ask me the same question, I'll have to come up with the same answer. But yeah, Pareto principle and the first two aspect which Ravi sir covered. I just want to touch base on a couple of other things which I thought that it should be good if I share that with
Yeah,
our
please.
wider audience, right? So first of all, in the book, one thing, the major focus of Gary and Jay is that we should focus on one thing, and that one thing should shape us the other things that we are thinking of, or we might be prioritizing right now. So I really like that concept that multitasking is lie, right? We all tend to multitask, but instead of that, if we can focus on that one thing which is very important in our life, automatically the other things will fall in place. There is one more thing that I really liked in the book, that is about, you don't have to be a disciplined person. There is no one who is disciplined. It is just that you have to create some habit and be regular to it, and you are automatically become a disciplined person, right? So no one is disciplined, and you have to take out time to create that one habit. So it should not be that today I'm learning a habit, tomorrow I'm going to learn another one. So spend that time with that one particular habit. At least you should be master of that habit, and automatically you can then keep on adding more habits in your bucket.
True.
So yeah, these are a couple of learnings that I've got from one thing. During that period, I've also gone through different books. I've read different books, and it was most of Robin Sharma, the 5 a.m. Club, the leader who had no title. For all the leaders out there, I would definitely recommend you to read that book. Currently reading one thing. Uh, I would say then The Miracle Morning, right, by Hale Arrold. So that is again a very, I would say, transformational book wherein people should read it, because if we work on our morning routine, I think everything fall in place. Honest confession, I'm still working towards it. I'm not that excellent in that, but yeah, again, I'm learning towards it. So yeah,
But I think we all are work in progress, and
yeah,
that is going
absolutely,
to, it's a lifelong journey.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I think
absolutely,
it's a brilliant example that you have shared, like transformation journey. So one thing that I can find common between Piyush and Viman is that we both are an
Robin
ardent
Sharma
fan
fan.
of Robin Sharma.
yeah.
So obviously, I'm yet to read his series. I have just read one book, I guess. So I
Okay,
need to read his books. So
Yeah.
good recommendation, Viman. So Viman, talk about like one failure in life that you had, and maybe in the corporate, because
Hmm.
you know we have our audience who are from corporate as well.
Hmm.
And then so and how did you overcome that failure? What was that failure, and which you think that you learned something out of it and you overcame that failure,
All right.
or that might have given some perspective about life the way it is not?
Uh, all right. So, yeah, we all have our bit of learning from when we are in corporate, right? And
Yeah.
and the biggest learning that I have got is that never expect, right? And I always tell this to all my, I would say, people whom I interact with, be it my reportee or be it my colleagues, that you should never ever expect anything in return. Just give your best. You should do your work so that, and you should always be aware that someone is watching, and you should do your work like that. You don't have to think that, okay, if someone will look at me and then they should have some assumption that, okay, Viman or Tausif or Piyush is working passionately. It is not like that. Even if you are in silo and no one is watching you, you should give your 200%. That is what I believe, and that is what I've learned. So there were instances wherein I thought that I was due for a promotion, maybe, yeah, with the hard work that I did, but I did not get it. The only thing that helped me out overcome that situation, and it happened with uh, most of us, right, that we expect something out of the hard work that we do. But again, the philosophy or the logic that I go by is that when you don't expect anything, there is less chance of you getting demotivated about the outcome. There are other things, and if you look at the entire universe, we are a very 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 small, I would say, object, right? So all these things should not matter. And that always helped me out uh, in I would say leading a very peaceful life, which I am currently doing as well. And with whomever I interact, and if they are appearing for any interview or anything, I just, the only mantra that I give to them: please give your best at what you are.
And leave the rest.
Absolutely, and leave the rest. Spot on. So yeah, that is what I have learned, Tausif, and I think it is helping me, and it will always help me in the
And
future
I
as well.
hope that people would listen to your, voice, your heart. Maybe they might have not listened at that time, but they would listen to you now. And I also believe in the same thing. So when I was working in IOB Technical Services, I always used to, I had a friend of mine who had this status like, how hard you play when no one is watching. So
Yeah.
I can relate to that, and that's how you actually, you know and then what second thing that you talked about, that do not have any expectation.
Yeah.
So and then we have to be a giver.
Mhm.
We have to practice to be a giver without having any expectation, because as I said that uh, expectation, if you have some expectation from a person, from
Yeah.
something, or from anybody or anything, if you don't get that desired outcome, ultimately it is going to get
Yeah.
demotivate you, as you
Absolutely.
talked about. So I also resonate and believe in the same thing,
Right.
and I'm sure Piyush has something to say on this as well.
No, but the bigger question is, how to develop that mindset.
Absolutely.
We see. So this one particular thing always fascinates me a lot. That most of the things are known to most of the people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That we should, we should become a giver. We should not
Right.
expect. We should read books. We should, maintain our mental health as well as
Yeah.
physical health. But then also most of the people fail to, live such kind of life.
Right.
So I think we should try to talk about something by which people can actually develop, or
Yeah.
they can
Action oriented, yeah.
start working, at least start working towards. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And Piyush, it is a very
So
common
so Viman,
observation.
what could
Yeah.
be that one thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So what could be that one thing which you would like to tell to audience? Yeah.
right. So I would. So based on my experience, I would say we should celebrate small success, right? I want to create a habit. So, for example, I was not a good reader, right? I never used to read books. But
Mhm.
when I started reading, and again, it will not come in one day, right? To create any habit, you have to spend at least 66 days. That's what the logic says, right? Wherein you segment this in 22, 22, and 22, right? So any change is very difficult at the beginning, right? And get little okay at the middle, but it gives you an immense pleasure when you come to the end. And we're not talking about the end right now. Let's not talk about the end, because again, when we talk about the end, people will say that we have not started as well. So my funda would be that you need to start celebrating small success. So even if it's with reading a book, even if you read
Right.
one page for a day, I think you should be happy, and you should give credit to yourself that you have at least started. You cannot read a book in one day. No, you can't, right?
Right.
At the initial stage. So you need to start celebrating that success, and you can take it for anything. So there is one more common thing that everyone wants or takes New Year resolution, that from 2022 or 1st January, I will hit the gym and things like that. You don't have to do that. Even if you just take out 2 minutes from your entire schedule and just do a deep breathing exercise from the comfort of your bed, at least you're doing good to your body. And this is a very small
Right.
thing that can make a huge difference. You don't have to be, I would say,
Absolutely.
someone who has 8 pack abs, 6 pack ab. You, even if you spend those 5 minutes sitting alone, sitting idle, do a meditation for quick 2 3 minutes, I think you are done. So if you can celebrate those small successes, trust me, you will start getting those confidence, right? And it will automatically motivates you to
Right.
do more. If we take all of our example
Absolutely.
from day one, Tosif, me or you, we were not an avid reader, or nothing on that perspective, but we also took those small steps. That celebration is also important.
Absolutely.
And you need to keep
Absolutely.
anyone, choose any of your partner, and get that person accountable. So both of you should be accountable to each other, both of you should congratulate, right? uh,
True.
I also listen to a podcast
True.
from Rob Dial. So when you spend your time with the 5 people around you, you become the sixth one, right? So you choose your audience. You spend your time with 5 good people, you'll be the
Right.
sixth good one. You do the same with some other set of person, you will become the sixth one. So again, you need to choose people whom you should spend time with, right? Are you spending time with people with negative thoughts?
Right.
At the end of the day, you will start getting negative thoughts only. So these are small I would say activities that our
Absolutely.
listeners can try. And again, don't expect the outcome when you start anything. To reach 1000 miles, you'll have to take a baby step, and once you've taken that baby step, you will reach your destination. So don't think about the destination yet, but yeah, you should start at
So you
least.
are absolutely, I agree with you. So we could say in another word that, let's not think about the outcome. Let's think about the process.
Absolutely, Tasif.
If we and I was reading a book, Atomic Habits, and I think I've shared it with Piyush as well. So the author says that, whatever you want to become in your life, work towards changing your identity. Do not work towards changing your outcome. If
Right.
your
Absolutely.
identity changes, your outcome will automatically change. And I would very much agree with you, Viman, when it comes to celebrating your small wins. There is a small activity that I learned even from Robin Sharma's podcast, which he repetitively says that what make a list of all top three things, like good three things that you have done in the entire day, and when you go to bed, just write them down, and then you'll feel like a winner. It's just another exercise of doing and feel celebrating your small wins, and then going to the bed to have a good sleep. So and I think very much resonate with what you said, and I think
Yeah.
lots of you know experiences that you shared, it is going to be valuable for our audience.
Right.
So Piyush, do you have any questions for me, Viman?
Lastly, I would love to know about your wife. Actually, how exactly how was, if you are comfortable, definitely,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
what was that phase and how you decided to, move ahead. Yeah,
Right. So, one more teacher in
yeah,
my life.
please.
Yeah, sure. One more teacher in my life is my wife. Right. So I have learned a lot from her. Uh, I would say, and I think Tosif, instead of me, you should have called her. That would have been the right thing. But yeah, she can anytime come again. Or
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. So when I talk about
Absolutely,
her,
we would love to have a.
sure. So when I talk about her, I have learned a lot from her, be it her caring nature, and she's someone who, oh, I would say, loves to do things for other people without any expectation, right? And again, that is something that is very important, right? So I have learned that from her. I have learned, uh, and being a wife, she has taught me how to be more patient, because you can understand that, right? So that is one more thing that I have learned from her, being patient, how to handle people effectively, and I hope you all will resonate to it. So the list is long, right? And the learnings are many. It would be great if you ask these questions from her, she'll be able to share her side of the story as well. But yes, I'm really thankful and grateful, I would say, that I've got a partner like her, because that is very important. When you get that moral support, when you get
Absolutely.
that strength from your partner, trust me, you can do wonders in your life. And for anything, she has never said no, be it me learning any new habit or any new activity or anything. So she's always there to support me. She's always the pillar of strength, I would say. So yeah, uh, that is what I can talk about her. Again, there are a lot
I
of
think
things to say.
as Piyush said that we would have definitely invited her, but time again probably in
Yeah,
upcoming shows we would like to have both of you. And
Sure.
then in the meantime, if you could just give
absolutely.
1 minute, I want to acknowledge the audience who are watching us. Thanks a lot for joining. And there are people who
Yeah,
are watching us continuously. So thank you so much for your love and support and being here, listening to us patiently. And we have not acknowledged you. Sorry for that, that we are late in doing that. But if because we are approaching our end time, probably in last 10 minutes, if you do have any questions, please post it for our guest and for us, and we would definitely try our best to answer them. So thanks a lot for joining. Yes. So and Viman, thanks a lot for your time and taking time out and coming to our show and discussing about your life experiences. And I could sense when you were speaking wholeheartedly. So and it happens that when you talk about personal life stories, you tend to lose a track of time.
Yeah.
So and I could sense that you were talking
absolutely.
at heart. So we really loved it, we really enjoyed it, and I'm sure the audience must have enjoyed it too. Before we move on, if you would have any questions, we would definitely like to share it with you. But one last question that I would like to ask you. So Viman, what are your future plans?
Okay. So, Tausif, to answer this question again, I would not like to comment on anything on future. Just want to build the present, and I said it previously as well, that we have to stop being a prisoner of the past. So I don't think about past. Yeah, whatever learning I have got from the past, I definitely take those. But yeah, I'm trying to create a future which I'm not sure how it will come up. But yeah, currently working on the present situation and not thinking a lot about the future, because I think the present will make the future better.
Absolutely,
But
spot on.
yes, one thing that I would really like to do is,
And I would,
Piyush, please continue.
I think Piyush is saying something.
Yeah.
yeah, please.
You were
No,
So
asking
please go
something,
ahead.
Piyush? Okay. He's asking you to go ahead.
So I was just saying that,
No, I was just adding something, but
yeah,
please go
I
ahead.
was just saying that one thing that I always wanted to do is give the community back, right, or serve the community. And I think this is a great platform, Tausif, that you and Piyush are, I would say, doing right now for the wider audience, wherein people coming in as a guest, they sharing their experience, and a lot of people can learn from those. So kudos to both of you.
Thank you. I think That's the
Thank
entire
you.
purpose
Thank
of
you. Thank you,
both of
Viman.
us, and then that's the reason we have collaborated, because we had this thought from the very beginning that we would like to invite people like you and me and us. So because we and as Piyush shared in the post today morning, that I strongly believe that everybody has a story, and indeed everybody has a story. Everybody is unique. So why not invite our friends and families and let them talk about their experience, let them share their stories, struggles, and failures. And I'm pretty sure that has a lot to offer. And we have experienced this in just fourth show as well. I mean, in just four shows, we had Ravi, and we have you today, and obviously we started with our stories as well. So
Yeah.
we have a lot to offer, and I'm pretty sure that the people who would be coming in from our fraternity and from all around the world, they would be sharing their stories, and it would definitely contribute to society at large. So thank you so much, Viman, again for coming in. Over
My
to you,
pleasure.
Piyush, if you want to add something. I think there is a lag from Piyush.
No, bus, nothing. Bus. Thanks once again. Thanks a lot. There is something, I think, some internet connection
Looks
problem
like,
is there.
yeah, because when you're speaking it, there's a lag. But we can hear you.
Yeah,
We can hear you.
yeah. So I just want to thanks to Viman. Thanks for accepting our invitation, and we would love to have your wife in our future episode. So because we also love to hear her side of story, that how she was able to take such a great decision. And I mean, I would love to meet a person who could take such a courageous action in her life. And you are definitely I think a lucky
Blessed.
husband, I would say, a blessed husband to have such a wonderful wife. And once again, thanks a lot for being vulnerable. Thanks a lot for sharing such an inspirational story with all of us. And we would love to have you one more time as well, because I think we have a lot to discuss.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
just keep coming to our podcast where we
Sure.
discuss the life the way it is not.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely, Piyush. And again, it's a pleasure coming to this podcast, like Life Indeed, wherein we become vulnerable. We share our stories with friends, right? With common people, wherein we don't have any hesitation in sharing our personal life. And definitely, she would love to be in this show once again, and we'd be glad to come back again. And I have watched all the episodes that you have shared your vulnerabilities, Tausif yours. So yeah, everyone can resonate or relate with those. So thank you so much for taking this initiative and doing it for the wider audience. Thank you so much once again.
It's a pleasure, Viman. And eventually, before we conclude, I think we have just like 2-3 minutes left to conclude the session. So before that, I would like to once again thank you for taking the time for almost an hour out of your precious schedule, and sharing it with us. And most importantly, you have shared your life experience, and you have overcome one of the biggest life's obstacle. And the best part, that how did you carry that mindset, and chose to keep the gratitude attitude. So that's really wonderful. And obviously hats off to your wife, and you're truly blessed. And then I mean, I truly have no words to describe how she made the decision. But you both are, and God bless you both.
Hmm.
Bless both of you.
Yes, yes.
And then eventually, I would like to thank the audience. We have like people who are there, but we do not have any questions so far. But in case if there are any, please do post within a minute or two, because we are going to conclude. And as Piyush said, that definitely we would like to welcome both of you in our upcoming shows. And it was truly an amazing experience to listen to you, to basically, and most significantly, the audience must have got a lot from you, because
Right, right.
you have shared the some really great insights with respect to morning schedule, reading, and then especially the how you basically carried yourself after that disease and before that disease, that family support that you had. So that's really awesome. And then you reminded us, about yet again the importance of our family. So thanks a lot for
Absolutely.
joining.
Right.
My pleasure, Tausif. And again, I'm sure you people will be continuing doing more episodes. So one thing that I would also like you both to touch base on would be episode on organ donation, right? Because this is one of the
Mhm.
major area where, as in country, we are really lacking, right?
True.
People are not aware about it,
True.
and uh, because I have done a lot of research about it, and just I would say one person can save 12 to 13%, right? They can change
Hmm.
12 to 13% life. So we can always create more awareness around it, and we would love to see, uh, I would say, someone, or we can always discuss about this as well, because this
Absolutely.
awareness is also very very important. And we understand the advancement of medical technology, but yeah, this is something which is very much required, I would say, to help the community and to serve others as well.
Absolutely.
So
I
yeah.
think
So
it's
as
one of the
as
great feedback.
absolutely, as we say that we should become a giver. So
Yeah,
why can't we, give our organs when we are dead already?
absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a very fantastic topic to touch, and it will help us to spread more awareness to the people.
And we would
Absolutely.
definitely like to take your feedback on this. And I remember for the fact that there are a couple of people in my network only who have already volunteered, to donate their organs. And so I'm aware of those people. But it's a great topic to discuss with. Would require a little bit of research, but we would
Absolutely.
definitely like to take this as a feedback, and we would discuss in our upcoming shows. But
Great.
thanks. I think this is the time to conclude. Once again, thanks a lot, Vivan, for joining us. And it was really awesome to talk to you and have you listen to your experience. And I'm sure audience would have definitely got a lot from you. And as this episode, the entire recording would be available on this YouTube channel, so
Yes.
people can come and visit. And we would like to share it with the other platforms as well. And I'm pretty sure that at least people know already, people a lot of people know Viman, but in at least in our network people would know who Viman is, and they would definitely learn from you. Thanks a lot for joining me,
Thank
and
you.
Thank you
this is
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Vivan.